What's up, Fitz? It's James. This is my second attempt to record this. The first one was How are you? I'm doing okay. I got tested for COVID-19 3 days ago. Found out yesterday that my test was negative, so that's great. I'm not gonna die. I wanted to tell you a story about getting an MRI. For the last several months, I've had random wrist issues. Every couple weeks or so, like, my right wrist would just swell up and get really, really painful, and I wouldn't be able to do shit. And then the same thing would happen in the other wrist. It was happening in both of my hands. I would lose function in my fingers. Sometimes there'd be swelling, sometimes not. It was kind of random. I didn't really know if it was associated with something I was doing at work or derby, but it was really f***ing up my whole life. So after several months of it not getting better, I decided to go get some x-rays. Doctor looked at my x-rays. Mostly everything looked normal except for a tiny little kind of white spot on one of the bones in my right wrist. So she said that I should get an MRI. So of course I'm panicking, just assuming that I'm gonna die or they're gonna have to cut off both my hands or something. At the first mention of MRI, all that I thought about was how in the 6th grade, I was in shop class, right? I was really good at shop class. I was really good at building shit. But the teacher one time told us this story about, it wasn't really a story. It was just, he was talking about MRIs and how they're basically, the machines are just giant magnets. And this one thing that he said, and for some reason, I literally always think of this anytime anyone mentions anything about MRIs. He was talking about how they're giant magnets, and he said, yeah, so if you're a lady and you're wearing a necklace, when you get an MRI, it'll rip your head right off. So that's where my head went when I was told I needed to get an MRI. And I was like, I don't wear necklaces, I don't really wear any jewelry, but I do have a retainer glued to the back of these teeth on the bottom. And I was like, I really don't want my jaw to get ripped out of my face. Luckily, I was told that dental metal isn't affected by the machine. So that's cool, but I was still half expecting to go into that MRI room and just have my face completely torn apart. That didn't happen. Everything went fine. My wrists are fine. One thing that they told me after looking at my MRI and then looking back at my x-rays is that apparently both of the ulnas, which is a bone in my forearm, so both of them, so both forearms, are just longer than normal. So I guess like when I'm doing stuff, especially when I'm like bending my hands outward, which I do anytime I have to like pick up anything, this bone like bumps into my wrist bones and just irritates the fuck out of it. So that's something I have to live with. They said surgery is not necessary, so that's good. Yeah, I'm kind of just f***ed for life. What else is new? I'm really glad that this video gave me an excuse to wear this shirt that I bought almost a year ago and have never worn. I like it. Things in Seattle are good, despite the whole pandemic thing. Peace.